Good morning, traders. John from Crypto Candlestick Trading. Just doing a quick update on Bitcoin and where we're at the moment in the markets. And as we can see, this seems to be obeying quite well this downtrending line and also this resistance line. Like, this is awesome because, we've got one reason for it to be going down here and we've got one reason for it to be going down from here. And just opening this up a little bit and looking at it, we know that, like previous support breakthrough has now become an attempt at resistance, another attempt at resistance. Then look at the rejection that we've had here. One thing that I am looking at as well, though, is we have had a very significant decline and a little bit of a rally, and then another significant decline here. And so we've had almost, like, you can't really call this two legs, but it's very close to two legs down. And usually the markets don't just go like straight, like in a straight line down like this. So, this would either come up for another retest or, collapse, quite drastically. I'm actually thinking that, well, at this stage, just looking at the charts, what the charts are saying is we're under all the major moving averages. We're under a downtrending line. We've so far failed once, or actually twice. We've at this resistance level. So we've come up and failed, and we've come up, and this has failed again. We don't have a full body candle, even though it's 9:25. We've still got 35 minutes before 10 o'clock, and if we get a nice sell-off before that time, that'll be good. For people that are wanting to go short. Anyway, I'm just going to go to the 4-hour chart, and we'll just have a quick look at that and see where we are with that. See, now I would have loved to have, gotten into a position like this this morning, but sleep always seems to get in the way. Like, let's have a look at this. If this was upside down, we're going to decline in volume and then a big pump of volume, and it's broken below, two moving averages that we watch closely all the time. Another thing to watch here is this is the resistance in the 4-hour chart. Go back to the daily chart, it's the same thing. We've still got resistance in the same area, but we've got a spinning top shooting star. Same again, spinning top shooting star. And then we've got an indecision doji and then a spinning top shooting star. Well, actually, it's not a spinning top, that's just a shooting star. And so, like, really, all these three look like shooting stars. And, that's very, very negative coming out of a resistance area. And now we've got confirmation of that sell-off. And here we go, we've got an attempted buy and then a sell-off here. So it'll be interesting to see where, like, it wasn't. And let's just have a look. I'm just going to draw a quick line here on the 4-hour chart. And I'm glad it's blue because then I don't have to change the color. So let's just have a look at, say, the 5-minute chart. And there's the line that we just drew. And I just want to see if there's, like, what the entry would have looked like on the 5-minute chart. So here we are, we've come up, oh, nice, beautiful engulfing, closing below the 9, and then we'll come up and attempt another engulfing, and then bang, closing below, making new lows. Look at that, beautiful. Here, so here was the entry that we're looking for if we're going to be trading the 5-minute chart. So that's pretty much all I do is go down, from, each different time frame. You can go to any time frame you want, and it'll still give you the same story, just using different candles. And looking at this here, 1-hour chart, we've broken below, we've come up, nice attempt. I'll get rid of that line now because that was on the 5-minute chart. So, on the 1-hour chart, the 50's all the way up here. Have a look at that engulfing that closed below the 50 on the 1-hour chart. There's problems there. And we've got a shooting star up here as well. Doji's over the top here. So as soon as we start seeing this reversal in a resistance area, we need to be on lookout for potential sells. But anyway, we are on lookout, and that's what we've noticed today. There is a reversal. So, but look at that on the 1-hour chart, now on the 4-hour chart. One thing that I am not really all that keen on is we're buying back a little bit, which basically shows me that there's still a few buyers around. What would usually happen in a situation like this, I would enter and I might get stopped out and I'll re-enter the second time. So it'll be like a second entry. Or what I could do is buy, and have my stops further away so I could still protect myself, wait for a second entry, and possibly even get another 0.5% on that second entry. But number one is if I get in, I want to protect what I've got in there. So if I'm going to risk 1%, I don't want to risk 1% at that candle. I actually want to risk 1% at the swing high. So if it comes up and then starts breaking down, I'll get another entry down, another entry down. And so if I was going to be selling or entering this market at this price or somewhere around here, let's just say that, on the shorter term time frame, I'm looking at going, as soon as it breaks below the low of that candle there. So, if I was to place an alert here, and then what I'll be doing on my, so you can only trade short on margin. You can't actually trade in your, like just a normal account. You can only go long, because in margin, that's where they lend you funds to go the other way to sell into the market. And so, but if I've had a few questions about this. So I would be setting a sell stop in, um, if I wanted to be entering the market on the way down. If I wanted to be entering the market on the way up, I would enter a buy stop. Or if I wanted to enter a sell stop, so I'd be going into a sell stop, it'll be going down, heading down. And then all of a sudden, if I think that, okay, well, I'm going to set my stop loss up to here where my entry was or something like that, say, I'll be putting a buy stop. So if it came back up through that entry or, through that level, then, I'd be buying back my shares or my coins and then, exiting the market that way. But here, in any case, we can see that there's, good, solid, like have a look at that, nice engulfing, closing by 2 moving averages, an attempt, and then a negative from there. And one last thing that I did want to show you on Bitcoin, just before I go any further. So here's on the daily again. So let's just have a look at when it does do the engulfing in this scenario here. Like, there, beautiful, it would have worked nicely. Up here, yep, would have worked, very nicely again. Up here, if you would have gotten into this one here, but we've got good support lines happening there, and we've got a lot of buying that happened only a few days before. So, and engulfing closing, we actually found support there on the 200. That would be too risky for me to be entering the market. I wouldn't really be interested in that. But have a look at this. After it's broken the 50, and we've got a nice gap between the 50 and the 200, then that's probably worth trading between here and there. We can see that we've got a nice engulfing closing below and then up, and then it's just collapsed. And then not really. You can see here it found support and kind of leveled out a little bit. We've got a nice close above, sort of. But, that's only the first close above, and we've discussed that. And also that 8 EMA is making lower highs and lower lows. So let's just have a look at what the chart's telling us. Lower highs, lower lows, under all the moving averages, had resistance at previous resistance, and now found that and broken below, and we're going to engulfing closing below the 9. Increasing volume, but actually the buying volume's on the decline. Yep, it's all looking very negative for that. Let's just have a look at a few of the other cryptos as we go through. And here we've found a little bit of support on the 9, and we've got a support line there too, actually. So have a look at that. We've gone up and we've found support on that. But I don't like, if I see a nice big attempt to go up and then straight away, like that's an engulfing. This is an engulfing reversal. Even though it's on support and above the 9, we've got good volume and all that sort of stuff. But this, it's showing weakness straight after the strength, which doesn't look very good, favorably. It's quite negative. Here we are again, there's that rocket booster, like we've got some good reversal of rocket booster, but you don't buy rocket boosters in a downtrending market. Lower highs, lower lows, don't buy. What we need is some good strong confirmation, and I want to see tight trading. Oh man, this is the one I was talking about going short the other day. But it's quite scrappy sort of trading. But look at that, beautiful. Like it just keeps, when I like a full body candle, and this here all the way down. There's no one is getting out of this market. Everyone that is in there now is thinking it's going to continue to go down. And so that's, I like these sort of candles. Like, check that out. That's the last one that happened, and look at the result of what happened after it. This one here, the first, logical target would be the 200. That's not to say that, this is going to, work. This is definitely not, financial advice to say, hey, go and buy this. This is just, going back and having a look and thinking, okay, well, it's done it before, and, each time that it did it before, what was the result? Okay, well, average is on my side to say that this is going to be a beneficial trade for me, or is it, or isn't it? And so, but this here, a full body candle, under these conditions, the first target that I'll be looking for is probably this one here. Second target I will probably be looking for on this one here, which is probably a more realistic target because the market looking so negative would be, the last candle before we started the rise. So, we're talking about $1.40, something like that. So, which is not bad from $1.90 to $1.40. Pretty good. Tezos, here we are, So look at this, support, not really quite support there, broke through, never at resistance. We've got good volume that's come in. Stochastics, seem to be rolling over a little bit now, but if I go into the shorter time frame and I see reversals like we're just looking at the 5-minute chart before, that would be to me a good entry for the downside. And so I will probably be looking at something like that. So what I'll do here, just so that I know, I want to just have a look up here in these lines here and go to where it says O for the open, which is 374.4. So I want to go below that. So I'll just say 374. So if I can get around about there's 370. 375.1. Yep, that'll do. That's below it. So now, at any time, if this trades below yesterday's open, that's showing weakness. This means it's going to be a red candle. Then, well, it will be anyway if it goes down and reaches that. But that to me would be a good entry for me to go short, and have my stops above the swing high. So yes, Tezos, I'll be looking at Tezos because here we are. We've had a nice climb, and just the way the general market is, if the general market keeps on going the way it is now, it's not going to be very good for anyone that's holding cryptos because the long-term outlook for Bitcoin, we already know the levels there. I'll go back through the levels in just a minute, but on the way out. But here we are, going up. It's not really strong, the this decline here. And let's just have a look. Why have we got, oh yeah, so we got, look at that, support, breakthrough, support a little bit, support there again, breakthrough a little bit, and now we're heading back down to the support again. So 15.11. Yeah, it's all right for the shorter term time frames. This one here, Matic, like I gone up, engulfing, closing below, gone up, second, engulfing, closing below. Like, when it happens once, it's good. When it happens twice, big decline. When it happens once, when it happens twice, we're the next logical target. 54 down to $1.14. That's that you can get some pretty serious profits in there. So especially if you go down the shorter term time frames and and looking at entries there, or even just back testing it and stuff like that. Look at this, perfect. Support, broke through, up, resistance. Look at that nice big push up into there, and then straight away went up, and then the green to red, bang. And here we've got the downtrending line, and we've got this one over here. So this was this was manna. Like I was kind of kicking myself a little bit, thinking, well, I didn't get in. Like I wish I did. Because I actually sold. I think it was about 320 or something like that, 322. So I'm still a little bit in front. Like if I was to buy back now, I could buy more back. But I'm just not interested in buying back because look at the market. This is the sort of thing that I was expecting, that we're going to come up and find resistance. Who knows? We could turn around now and start showing some good, strong, positive strength. And if we do, I'll probably buy back in. But if we don't, and we just continue to go down, I'll be buying in at lower levels. That's my goal anyway. Actually, my goal is to buy when the market shows strength. So when the market shows strength, either when it's high or low, I don't really care. I'll be buying. It's like I bought markets when they're high and they're just like doubled and tripled from there. And so way too many traders are too scared of buying the highs. Like if it breaks out into a new high and and the chart looks good to good volume and all that sort of stuff, just get in. Well, according to all of our rules anyway. Here we are, nice bump up, and then we've got a little bit of a reversal, not all that convincing a reversal. Here we are, look at that. Here's a nice solid closing candle. Look at that, all these wicks, indecision, bang, decision made. Let's just have a look and see what one does. Are we just kind of, is this an uptrending line of some sort that, let's just have a quick, a bit more of a look at that one. I just, can I find here? So that, no, look at that. This is a disaster. This is looking good for short. So now let's have a look here. A lot of traders. So back here from last year, so mid last year until now. So we're talking about 7 months. It's been following this trend line. Yep, things are looking pretty good. Actually, I'm just going to take this trend line just back to here, just to see if I'm not actually, because if I can, I actually, you could probably make that up to there. That you could probably make, yeah. Yeah, you probably could, but how many traders are going to be trading this trend line or the way I first had it? But I do very much like this reversal that's happened here and a nice solid body closing candle there. I'll definitely be looking at this one here for the open. This one here, it's come down, found support, bounce, Zcash. Zcash seems to kind of be in a world of its own. Down here at $83, then up to $300, and back down to $83. Where are we going to go from here? we haven't seen anything, a good, here's nice reversal, beautiful reversal, and then here's our second attempt, which came down and took all the other stop losses out because it's lower than this one here, and then a nice big takeoff, and then that's what happened from here. Here, we've got a few good reversals, but we've got no proof that this market's going up at all. Besides the fact that we've closed above the 9, but we've got straight away indecision, and we've got an increase in selling volume. It's bigger, declining buying on the way up. Nah, don't like it. UOS, look at that, beautiful. Here we are, a breakout, bang. Even though we found support at 200, nah, don't like it. This one here, look at that. Support, breakthrough, resistance, closing below the 9, bang. We know what to do. That's lower highs, lower lows, confirmation. Look at this, an avalanche. This was everyone. Look, hey, check out that drawing. Hey, this is the drawing that I left on here from before, and that's kind of, we didn't quite make it up to here, and we haven't quite collapsed yet. We might actually still make it up to there, but here I was. So I drew this out simply from what I've been saying. This, like in this whole time here, we've got resistance, breakthrough, support, breakthrough. Now turns to resistance again. This is what I was thinking all the way back here. Here I am thinking, okay, well, we've got this decline here after we break through the 50 for the second time. Wouldn't surprise me if we come down and, break the support, hit the 200, back up to find resistance, and then back down to here. Wouldn't it be funny if that happened? So anyway, I'll leave this drawing on here just to see how we go, but that's the sort of thing that I'm looking for all the time, this kind of thing here. And we can see that there's real resistance here. Oh, XTZ, okay. So XTZ has just gone down below my buy, but I've still got 20 minutes. I want a new candle. I won't run into XTZ yet. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on Avalanche. Look at this one. This one here, I was looking at going short on this one here. And, check this out. So closing below all the major moving averages. We've got first close below, and then we've got up an attempt to try to get back, and then bang, engulfing. What's this telling us? Bang, no good for people that are buying this thing, that's for sure. Let's just have a look. There was one more thing that I was going to mention about Bitcoin. I just want to have a look at Bitcoin on the longer term time frames. This is negative, man. You go back and have a look at how many times this happens, the engulfing, especially at resistance here. This is your entry. It stops above the swing high. Make sure you got to extend your stops a little bit, buy a little bit less, because it would not surprise me. Like if you have a look to here where it goes down, it'll go down a few days later, a week later, it'll come back up and retest it. Here we are, I've got a beautiful engulfing that's closing below here, straight up and retested it. If you had your stops just above that candle there, you might be lucky enough to still be in it, but it looks like you would have got stopped out. The swing high is usually the better place after something like this. So, but another thing that I do like to do as well, and I am kind of kicking myself a little bit for this, but I was asleep last night, so sleep usually gets in the way of a good trade. So, here we are, we've come up. I would have liked to have entered up here somewhere before the decline instead of getting in after the decline. I still consider this to be a little bit late, because I like the entries. If I could have went short up here at 38.7 around about, and then opened up here, so here's almost 2,000 down. So that's about 8%, 7% or something like that. That I could have got my first entry, and I'll be looking at the open for the second entry, the green to red on the second entry. But anyway, that didn't happen, and it is where it is today. Right now, it is what it is. I can't change it, so I can only trade what is in front of me. And at the moment, it's looking very, very negative for for people that are holding this and thinking that it's going to go long. One last thing I did want to check, and I'll just quickly get that out of the way now, and that is the weekly chart. Yeah, look at this. So it's gone up, found resistance. So here where's the open? 37.9. So I was talking about the open the other day, 37.9, and I think 37.905. So I had an alert for that, but I was asleep for that when it went off. So anyway, it's still not looking very good. It's still showing more of the downside. So where would I be thinking that we're going to go if we're going to hit this downside here? And we can probably draw a line somewhere along here. If we're thinking about what are all the other investors thinking, there's good support there, so they're almost there, a little bit past there, yeah. So probably the first point of support that we'll be looking at is 29,500, somewhere around there. The next point of support that I'll be looking at is somewhere around about, 20,000 or less, probably 20,000. If we have a look at this over here, we've got the block buying started there at around about 20,000 as well, and we can kind of bring this over. So here's where the block buying started, and this will reach the two, meet the 200, which kind of there's two reasons for it to come down to here. So is big money going to drive it down to here? And like we've also got to think is, and at what stage is the pain going to get too great? Where people are going to say, no, I've had enough. I'm not holding on anymore. Crypto's dead, all that sort of stuff. Is it going to be this level? I doubt it. Is it going to be this level? Quite possibly. We get some. So big money is looking for liquidity. They're looking for cheap Bitcoin. And if they drive it down to here, they're going to buy, they're going to end up changing hands with the crypto traders, the long-term holders, into theirs for cheap crypto. The next one I'm looking at would be this line here. So if it comes down to here, let's just carry this on here. And this is all speculation too, by the way. I'm only guessing at what the market could do. Let's just trade what the market has done. At the moment, the market's looking negative on most time frames. But here are some levels that we could possibly be looking at, and some direction that we could be looking at as well. So, but I am thinking that Bitcoin does some pretty drastic things, and it will come in and show us who's boss, basically. So, where will be the next point? And this will probably be my last. Yep, that kind of makes more sense to me. Let's have a look at that. Now, if you think this is absolutely ridiculous and this can't happen, that's way too far away and I'm exaggerating and all that sort of stuff, let's just have a look at what happened over here. We've gone up from 14,000 all the way down to 4,000. So, to go from 60,000 down to 12,000, yep, I think it's definitely possible. Down to 20,000, absolutely. Down to 30,000, it's only half price. Yeah, we could do this quite easily. Here we go. We've got Bitcoin. It declined in 2 days. So if I go back to the daily chart, you'll see it there. But in 2 days, it dropped 50%. From 8,000 to 4,000. Here we've gone from $20,000 down to 3,000. So 20 down to 3. Can we go from 68 down to 12? No problem at all. All right, traders, that's it for me. I hope you have a good day. And sorry, it's been a long one. I really would have rather keep it a little bit less than that. But anyway, I hope you got some value out of it. If you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you again soon. All right, see you.